Okay, now we're going to try and use our objects. This is a continuation of the tutorial on using objects. To do this, we've opened up Eclipse. We've also downloaded to our desktop student.java. We're not interested today on how to make student.java, but we just are interested in how to use student.java. So I've created a Java project, file new Java project. I named it using objects. We downloaded the student.java, and now I'm just going to drag and drop in the student class. So I'm going to reuse it. I'm just going to drag it. I had it on my desktop. I'll put it into the default package. And now we have access to all the methods and constructors and the class student so that we can create a student object. The student, if you remember, has a constructor that takes a string with a name, has methods set name and get name. It has a method add grade. Now that's how many credit hours did you attempt, an integer, and what did you get, a number 1, 2, 3, or 4. We made that double. We probably could have made that an int, but perhaps somebody got a B plus at some point. And then we have a method called getGPA that we want to call. That's what student has. Here's what we want to do. We want to create a Java program with a main method. We're going to call it student tester. Then we're going to create an object, a student object, with the name Mary. Then we're immediately going to revise that name. We'll probably call the setName method to Mary Jones, since Mary was probably incorrect. Then Mary took 3 classes. A 4-credit A, so that'll be 4 credits with 4 points. Then we're going to take a 3-credit B, 3 credits with 3 for that course, and then a 1-credit D. Mary didn't do very well on that, but it was only 1 credit, so we'll see how it affected her GPA. And finally, we want to display her name and GPA. So that's what we want to do. We'll come back to this to be done document to double check ourselves. So we're going to create a new class, file new class. I'm going to call it student tester, and we're going to ask Eclipse if it wouldn't mind making a public static void main method for us. Computers are good at things like that. Now we have our one pane for what we need to do, and here's our student tester. So the first thing we need to do is create a student object. I'm going to call my student Stu. You can call yours whatever you want. Student Stu. If I ended the statement right there, that would create an object reference Stu, but it would not create an actual object. So to make the object, we know that we have to do a new student. We said that there is a constructor that we can call that takes a name, and I was told to put it in Mary initially. So that should, the right hand side is going to create an object with a student named Mary, and then it's going to store it in an object reference called Stu. Next we need to revise the name. I'm using double / single line quotes here just to document what I'm going to do. I'm going to say create a student object. This is just to keep track of things. So how do we talk to our object? We use object name Stu dot. Now Eclipse has a nice thing here where it'll list the various methods. I'm going to come down here instead of typing set name, which I could do. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to put Mary Jones, and that should be in double quotes since that's a string literal. And I'm going to terminate the line with a semicolon. Now let's add the 3 grades. we'll again talk to the student, stu dot add. I'm going to click on, no, I'm going to just type it out. Grade. We had a 4-credit A. Whoop. 4-credit, and she got 4 up to 4.0 for that one. She got 2 more grades. I'm just going to copy and paste. Her second one was a 3-credit B, and then finally a 1-credit D. So this was an A, this was a B, and this was the D. Okay, so we've done what we needed to do. Now we have to display her name and GPA. So we'll go back up here and do a system out. Okay, so now I'm going to print out name, and I'm going to concatenate her name. I'm going to ask the student object for the name, get name. So that should print out her name on one line, and then we'll do another one, system out. And I'm going to put in a GPA, and I'm going to again ask the student object. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm going to try and run that. Run it, run as a Java application. Save the student tester. And it says the name is Mary Jones and the GPA is 3.25, which you can take your calculator out and check. But let's take a look and see how we've used the student object and summarize. First, we created the object. We did that by calling the constructor. The right-hand side creates the object. The left-hand side assigns the object reference from the constructor into the variable name Stu. Next, we revise the name. Again, we use object name dot method name. There's a method called set name. So we set the name to Mary Jones, and if you look, we did actually at the end of the program when we displayed the name, it was Mary Jones. We added 3 grades, a 4-credit A, a 3-credit B, and a 1-credit D. And then we displayed Mary's name. We actually used stu.getName right in the middle of a print line, right here. And then we finally displayed the GPA with stu.getGPA. So that should tell us how we're going to use objects. Most of our programs, we create objects in the main method. We manipulate them with set name, add grade, get name, get GPA, or whatever. We do something with it. In this case, we had the student remember the grades, the student object remember the grades, and then the student object was capable of calculating the GPA. Okay, so that's our demo on using objects. In another tutorial, we're going to see what does it take to create a class like student.java. Thanks.